I love you, Allah.
My brothers and sisters in Islam, there are things to avoid on the day of Eid. Number one, do not spend the night of Al-Eid in haram. So many people spend the night of Al-Eid in haram. One night before, they were all in worship. They were all praying to Allah. They were all crying and begging for Allah's mercy and forgiveness and being freed from the fire. And the night of Eid, people spend it in cigarettes, shisha, and whatever it is. All of this is impermissible, severely impermissible. Subhanallah, as the shaitan is released, you will see his effect on the ummah. So be careful and be from those who are avoiding all these haram matters that happen on the night of Al-Eid and the day of Al-Eid. Also, it is not recommended, nor it is a sunnah to visit the graves on the day of Eid. So avoid this. Avoid visiting, specifically visiting the graves on the day of Eid is impermissible, because the day of Eid is a day of celebration and rejoice and joy and happiness, not a day of sadness. The other thing is, avoid on the day of Eid mixing between the genders. Avoid this, and shaking hands with non-maharim women. This is all impermissible and not allowed on the day of Eid. Also, avoid the over-decorating. Subhanallah, people today have made the celebration of Eid like that people celebrating Christmas and Easter and other matters, to the point where some Muslims, may Allah Azza wa Jal guide us and them, have made a Eid tree, just like the Christmas tree. And this is no doubt haram, and it is rejected in Islam. We tell these people with all kindness and compassion and wisdom, please avoid these matters and close them and turn and remove them from your business for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. This is not permissible to introduce these matters in Islam. If there was a Eid tree, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would have been the first one to teach us this kind of sunnah. But this thing doesn't exist. And this over decoration is also not a sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So avoid it. Light decorations, maybe perhaps a banner that says Eid Mubarak and you put it in the house, 2-3 balloons, maybe something like this, something very light. Then this is al-ulama rahimahumullah, some made exception for this, no problem. But over decorating, this is not the sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So my brothers and sisters in Islam, enjoy the day of Eid, spend it in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and spend on your family. This is also something that is recommended and something that is liked. And allow your children to enjoy the day of Al-Eid. Allow them to enjoy this day and enjoy it with them as well. And Al-Eid goes on for one day, as opposed to Eid al-Adha that goes on for the 3 days. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from us all. We ask Him subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us success in this life and in the next. Innahu waliyyu dhalik.